Just like the video says, I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade the RAM and the SSD on your Lenovo ThinkCentre M700 small form factor PC. Right here is the Lenovo ThinkCentre M700. Beautiful PC, I would say. But perhaps your Lenovo did come with a HDD and you are having all sorts of problems. PC is slow. You have seen people talk about the fact that you can actually add an SSD on your PC, but you're not so sure how to go about it. This is the right video for you. I think that's not enough. I'm also going to be upgrading the RAM on this PC. Right here, it's the 2 GB of DDR4 RAM. We're going to be putting it on it, and this is exactly the 1 TB SSD that we are going to be using. First things first, I always like to start at this point, which is how do you open your PC? See, there are 2 screws here. You have to take them out. Sometimes the screw might be a little bit tight. In this way, you have to actually use a screwdriver. But right now, for this particular PC here, I can just use my hands, unturn these screws, and then I cannot go ahead and slide open, the top panel, depending on what you want to look at it. It could be the top panel, it could be the side panel, like I said. See, this little thing I have just done now might be a problem for a lot of people. You might be saying, look, hardware money, I already know how to do that, but yet I had to always start from there because some people still do not know how to open their PC in 2025. I'm not kidding you because I get these messages. If you go to the hardware money shop, you can pretty much see that I sell PCs, all right? And because of that, I get a lot of messages. People telling me, I want to open my PC, but I don't know how to start. Where do I open it from? I do not see a knob where I need to press because some classical PC used to have this, this open method where you need to, depress some knob here and the PC. See, this is just how you open it. And when you have that, you now have access to the inside of the PC. See, this particular Lenovo PC right here, it's not just possible for you to begin to, push this top because the hard drive is right here. And you need to raise this chassis here to be able to, do whatever you want to do. Maybe take out the hard drive or install a new one. It is so tricky. I'm telling you, I also had the same problem. See, if you want to take this up, this particular knob here, it's a blue knob, and you need to depress that for you to be able to raise this up. But if you can see, I'm trying to depress this, nothing happens. That's because the DVD drive is actually blocking this knob. You see, without removing this DVD drive right here, you will not be able to depress this knob. And if you take the DVD drive downwards, you cannot go ahead, depress the knob and carefully raise your PC. Guys, it might be a little bit tricky. This is exactly why I am making this video so that you don't go ahead, destroying your PC thinking, you want to upgrade it. It will be tricky. I'm telling you from experience. Guys, this is the hard drive right here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the power cable as well as the SATA cable because before we can do any upgrade, definitely the hard drive here, which is a HDD, a mechanical drive, has to be taken out, and this is exactly what I am doing right here. Of course, I do not have to tell you how to take that out. You can pretty much see it. Just kind of slide this, this HDD holder, and the hard drive is going to come out for you. But the problem is, this is a 3.5-inch, HDD, and what you have here is a 2.5-inch SSD. So you definitely need an adapter, to make it possible that this 2.5-inch SSD comes into this 3.5-inch HDD holder. That's exactly why you need something like this. If you go onto Amazon, go onto eBay, you can pretty much get stuff like this. Unfortunately, I do not set it like on the hardware money shop, but I'm going to be leaving a link where you can actually get a kind of adapter like this, which is a 2.5-inch adapter that goes all the way to a 3.5-inch HDD holder, just like this. See, what you want to do is to first of all screw on the SSD onto this adapter. You see, some people call it adapter, some people call it, mounting frame, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same. I'm so sure that if you search for this thing on Amazon using the word SSD mounting frame, you are going to be getting, something like this. Of course, you need an SSD screw to actually hold this in place, and I've got here 4 screws to enable me to do that. So the first screw, goes in here just like that. I'm going to show you. I'm still having difficulties with my top camera, so for now, we have to do everything like this. The second screw is going to come in here just like that. If you only have 2 screws, it's something that you can also, you make use of. But because I have 4 screws, I don't have a problem, actually screwing on all the screws so that the SSD is pretty much, very, very stable on the mounting frame. And I'm going to take the last screw just like that, and I'm going to go ahead and screw it here all the way, to the end, all right? So when you have that in place, just make sure the screws are, tightly in place. So when you have that in place, it's going to look exactly like this, the SSD on this chassis. And you're going to go ahead and take this mounting bracket and slide it on just exactly the way the HDD was, on the bracket, just like that. Perfect. All right. So it's going to look exactly something like this. Now I can take this now and slot it all the way in until I hear that clip sound. And when I hear that clip sound, I'm pretty much sure that the mounting bracket, the SSD holder is directly into this chassis right here. And at this point, you can then go ahead and plug on, your SATA cable. I'm just going to try to see how I can do that. And your power cable, as well. All right. I hope the camera catches that and you guys can pretty much see that. If not, all right. So when that is in place, I can then go ahead and close back my PC. See, before I can do that, take a look at this place. That's the knob you have to depress. I'm just going to show it to you. This one right here. You have to depress that to be able to bring back, this frame, right here. And be careful because, the DVD drive is kind of pushed down. So you have to kind of push it upwards a little bit so that you can actually drop this right here. And thereafter, you can actually slide back, right in place just like that. But before that, like I said, I'm going to be, upgrading the RAM of this PC as well. So before closing it, I have to open that back again and go ahead, take out the RAM that's on this PC. On this PC, I really do think that they have a 4 GB of DDR4 RAM, and this is not what I need. I actually want this PC to have a minimum of 36 GB of DDR4 RAM, and this is the reason why I have this, beautiful RAM right here, 2 modules, 16 GB each. I really do think that this PC is going to be happy the moment I slot on this RAM because these are decent quality RAM from Samsung. I'm going to be leaving a link as well where you can actually get this. But I'm telling you guys, it's a little bit not cheap because right now, things have become very, very expensive. See, when you have your RAM stick, you have to be careful. Like I have said in the previous videos, this is not the best way to install your RAM in your PC. Ideally, the PC has to be oriented like this. But because I just want you to see exactly what I'm doing, given that I only have one camera angle, I'm actually leaving my PC like this. But if you have to do this, I plead with you, make sure your PC is lying on the floor or on the table, depending on where you are working. And in this way, you can actually, put the right pressure on the RAM sticks and ensure that, they clip into place just like that. See, I've got that in place. So now this PC does have a 1 TB of, SSD right here, as well as 32 GB of DDR4 RAM. At this point, I can then go ahead, close this PC, power it up, install what I have to install, and check that everything is perfectly okay. Of course, if you click on this video, you have a kind of PC like this, you want to buy Lenovo ThinkCentre M700, but there are people that will also click on this PC because they just want to hear from me that this is a beautiful PC. Guys, I will tell you for free that if you are thinking right now of buying a decent small form factor PC, you might want to consider the Lenovo ThinkCentre M700. I have used it myself. It is one quiet PC, and the beautiful thing is that you can actually upgrade it with an SSD, with a HDD. You can even go ahead and put on a wireless LAN adapter right there. Because that's not enough. You can also go ahead and put in, a low-profile graphic card on this PC, and this PC is going to be working for you quietly. It's going to be destroying your task. You want to use it in an office environment. You want to use it in your school. You want to use it in your kitchen, in your bedroom. Doesn't matter where. This PC is going to do the work for you. You might be thinking now, how do I money? How do I get a beautiful PC like this? That's a valid question because I understand that PCs like this, they are getting increasingly difficult to get. And this is the reason why I have made an offer on the Hardware Money Shop. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description of this video. If you are saying to yourself, I want a decent PC just like this one for a very good price, you want to go ahead and click on the link. You will be fortunate to get this PC on the Hardware Money Shop. Go ahead, buy it. It's going to be delivered to you at no cost if you live within, Germany. But if you live in Europe, in Italy, in Spain, with just a little extra, shipping cost, this PC is going to be brought to your doorstep and you are going to be glad you did. Guys, if you have done that, you want to go ahead and close back your PC Do not forget to include the screws. I'm just going to lock that in just like that. At this point, I really want to tell you that it's not just enough for you to use your hands to lock the screws. You also have to make sure that you're using a screwdriver to ensure that everything, is exactly, tight in place the way it should be, so that you do not have a situation where, after some days or some weeks of using this PC, the back panel suddenly flies out because the screws are loose. I really do hope that doesn't happen to your PC. I'll see you again in the next video. Peace out.